Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It is Monday, and we're reviewing.
It's Monday, man.
Mage Knight with little HeroClix castles
And cool little figurines.
In this game, each player controls a hero known as a Mage Knight. He has his game figure, several types of tokens, and a deed deck consisting of 16 action cards. There are a few revealed map tiles creating the starting area, the magic portal, and the surrounding area. And you fight, and explore and fight to spend a whole lot of time accomplishing very little.
and you try to move, but you don't have the move cards, so maybe next turn I'll move.
Oh no, now it's night. Now it takes more cards to move. I still can't move.
Yeah, movement in this game sucks.
There's just so much going on in this game. There's so much to miss, so much to overlook, so many things that you can do wrong, and you probably will, even if you do watch a whole bunch of videos on how to play it. This is definitely a long game. It's very complicated. It's 1 to 4 players. It's
Shvaddle?
Shvaddle? Yeah.
I don't guess it's Shvaddle.
I don't know how exactly you pronounce it, but he's made a lot of really cool
Trucking.
games, like Mage Knight, Through the Ages, Galaxy Trucker. Oh, there's
More than he can
more
remember.
than that. More than I can remember right now. But a lot of really good games, and this is a really good game, but it's very, very complicated to figure it out. Once you figure it out, it's not too bad, but getting there is a little bit of a struggle.
You could create your own decks, you know, you can get bonus cards and stuff depending on the things you accomplish in the game. And that's really cool, excuse me. The figures and everything else here, everything's nice, high quality. Everything. All the cards and everything is great. Good card stock, nice coloring and artwork on everything. Like I said, unfortunately, it's just the rules. Now, one thing that really helps in this game, and you really want to pay attention to, are the player aids. These can be passed around the table, and anytime you encounter something, you could look it up on these player aids. And it really, really helps. Say you get to like the Mage Tower location, you want to go there and do it. It says what to do when revealed, and then while it's unconquered, and then while it's conquered. So while it's conquered, yeah, you can go there and spend your money or whatever, you know.
And how many pages is that book? Just look on the back. How many pages
This page
is that?
is the rule book itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get a rule book and a walkthrough.
Just look at the last page. What's the number?
18,
No,
19,
20.
20.
Okay,
Yes,
so
20.
we have a 20-page book here. It's called the game Walkthrough. Now, you would figure that would just, give you an explanation of how things go. This is basically most of how to play the game. But if you want any detail on any of the rules, you need to refer to the other rule book. The rule book, which states this rule book, doesn't tell you how to play the game. Isn't that what a rule book's supposed to do? Tell you how to play the game?
Yeah.
40 pages of text. I mean, there's a lot of information in there, but after a while you find that a lot of this stuff could be boiled down to 3 sentences, not the 15 paragraphs that they're going on and on and on and on about. I guess this is to give you something to read for all those times where you can't move.
Even if you do read the rules forward to back, back to forward, there's still so much stuff to miss. It's very complex, a lot like Through the Ages, where there's a lot to miss in that as well, I find. Very deep, complex, but very fun game once you get to around that learning curve. It's a deck building game where your deck represents your hero and the powers that they've got. You have a pool of dice that you roll at the start, and you can use those dice in conjunction with the cards. Like you have the green mana symbol you can use with a card that has a green mana symbol on it. So like Refreshing Walk, you can play this card and move 2 and heal 1, or if you use with green mana, you get to move 4 and heal 2, which is obviously a lot more powerful.
It's another one of those games where it's an easy game to play after someone who already knows how to play it teaches you how to play it.
Yeah, it's also very fiddly. There's lots of stuff in this game.
Yes.
Look at how many decks that we got out here. We got our wound deck and all kinds of stuff. 1, 2, 4, 6.
Our wound
10.
deck and all this
We got
other
like
stuff.
12 decks here. Yeah, the wound deck really. Yeah, that matters. Yeah.
And that's game mechanics. Here's the deck of cards and all your tokens for your individual characters.
Yeah.
Plus this nice poker stack type of. These are all the different monsters and things and different encounters that you can have. And don't forget to mark your board of what level you are. Oh, and how good or evil you're being so far.
And reputation and fame.
We'll get our little hex tiles out that mark all the hexes, showing where you can go and carry. But don't forget that you got to line up the stars and make sure everything's going the right way up when you do those. And
Blah, blah.
okay, now we've been 3 hours. Can we play, please?
But wait, there's more rules to figure out.
Yeah.
Before
the day and night board.
The day and night, yes. You roll the dice, and then you get to use this dice for powers to use with your cards to increase the power of the cards. And the cards will have movement or combat or influence or give you gems, which allow you to save up to use for later type of thing. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this game.
Yeah, well, first of all, with the day and night, that's pretty much the rounds you go through during the game, and depending on the scenario, you'll have so many rounds to play. But for start of a day, everyone will pick one of these cards. It'll give you a special power, or the higher the number, the better the power. But you'll be going last. So what is that? They believe the number 1 on day absolutely nothing. You'll be going first, but you got no special powers or anything like that.
And it's sort of a co-op game.
When it flips over to night,
You'll
be doing the same thing. You'll be picking one of the night cards for order and power. Getting the dice to roll, to add to your powers, different elements. And then the wilds, of course, during day, the little suns are wild, so you can use it as any color at night. It's the same with the black. They're wild. And during each day and night, well, say it's during the day, the night will become useless. You cannot re-roll those. Those go off in the corner unless you get something that says, "Hey, grab those dice and re-roll them." Every time you roll one of those, they go off in the corner there.
The biggest complaint that I agree with that we've been playing is by the time we get your deck, like when you're moving your hero around, you have a deck of cards which represents all the stuff your hero can do. And I find, we found, I think, that by the time you get that deck going the way you want it, the game's pretty much over.
You got your extra fighting powers, you got your extra magic powers, and you've got the deck whittled down so it's doing what you want. So every time it comes up to your turn, the cards in your hand are going to let you do what you need to do. Oh, we won, or we lost, one or the other. It's done. But and the funny thing is, we played Legendary in the same time frame, and it's the same sort of thing. By the time your deck is really tuned up, the game's over. Wrapping up for Mage Knight. I will go first. Theme: you are mage knights in some sort of fantasy setting, going out through the wilderness and fighting creatures and discovering treasures and
leveling up
and all that stuff. That theme pretty much holds. I mean, if you can play it as just a moving your pieces around the board sort of thing, but if you get into it all with all the different powers you're playing down and stuff like that, there's a good theme there. And when you look at it from a realistic point of view, it takes a long time to slog through a forest with undergrowth. It's going to take longer than it is going to walk across the plains. It's going to take longer to crawl over all the mountains and stuff. It makes sense. It's a pain in the butt, but it makes sense for the theme. Easy to play. No! Even when you learn how to play this, it's not an easy game. There's so much going on, so much you have to keep track of. So many things that the other guys are doing, whether they're playing co-op, that you have to keep track of what they're doing. And their turn can take 15, 20 minutes. Fun to play. Yeah, it can be fun to play if you get past how long it takes to learn how to play. If you can get past that it's going to be 4 or 5 hours probably to play this game. I give Mage Knight a 7.
I really like the deck building and the whole theme. It's a great adventure game with a lot less luck than a lot of more popular adventure games like Talisman. Talisman is just glorified roll and move in my mind. But anyways, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's can be slow, and there's a lot to miss. So really try to be careful not to miss anything. But good luck.
Pay attention.
I give Mage Knight an 8.
One thing about this too is, yeah, there's so much to it that the next time you go to play it, if it's not fairly close to your previous game, you're going to probably forget even more. Unless you play it quite often, there's so much here that you're going to probably forget just as much. Who knows? But, well, at least me anyway. I like the fact that it's got different scenarios in here and there's different modes of play and stuff. That's really cool. The day and night thing I think is great. The rolling the dice for bonuses to your powers and stuff is cool. Yeah, I agree with Craig too. The theme holds for the movement, although the movement is a pain in the butt just trying to get across the board. But hey, you're playing on like a region of the world or whatever. It's like Southern Ontario or something like that. You're playing on that big of an area pretty much. So, it works that way. And the cities are all different, so there's different difficulties for them. And but overall, I think it's pretty cool. You're laying out the map as you go, and your characters are pretty cool. They got their own decks, and it's fun, the deck building part there too. That being said, 8.
So that's it for another episode of the Gamers Table. Tune in next week where we review another game.
Plus, that's what we do.
But that's only one of the scenarios. Some of the scenarios are based on the cities at all. And some of the scenarios will even be based on Last Man Standing or Last Hot Demon Chick Standing. Wearing her little G-string there because that's always effective armor. I give Mage Knight a 7. Energy. Are you happy now?
It's one small step for man, one giant leap